What's up guys, I'm back, I'm Jack, and welcome back to my Kingdom Hearts playthrough. Now, you might notice here that there's a few differences between this save and my last one. See, the difference is, of course, it's a different difficulty. We're not doing beginner anymore. That's because I went ahead and did the speedrun ahead of time. I decided I would get that done, and then I'd return to, continue the playthrough. But I did not save it on a different save file. I accidentally overwrote the save file that I was doing the playthrough on. So I've kind of had to restart the playthrough. Don't worry, it's all done and dusted. I got right up to the point where I was at last time. I did everything I did before, but I am on standard difficulty this time. I decided not to go beginner. Figured there's more challenge in it, it's more interesting to watch, there's more to see, and yeah, I think it's going to be a more interesting playthrough. And it is longer. You might see it was 2.5 hours. That's because I was spending time grinding a bit back on Destiny Islands and stuff. So I've made myself as strong as possible, and did everything else I did as well. I picked the sword to drop the staff, and I changed the name of the gummy ship. You'll see that when we get to it. Right. Back at the playthrough at last. Right, so where we left off, we were not having this conversation. Forget that conversation. Hey Leon, what's up? Better get a move on, shall we?
Yuffie, go!
Yuffie!
Sora, let's go!
Classic. It never gets old. Okay, so now that we're not doing a speedrun anymore, I can take my time with the dialogue and all that. So that's pretty nice. For those who are curious as well, I was successful with the speedrun. That time you saw there, less than 7 hours. Managed to get it all done in 7 hours. And to top it all off, I also didn't even do Atlantica. I completely skipped that world. Went straight to Halloween Town from Monstro. I didn't even go to the Olympus Coliseum until after Maleficent was dead. It was a pretty good speedrun, I gotta say, all in all. It was pretty fun. And successful, got the trophies, got the platinum. It's not nice. Anyway. You know, people go on a bit about Squall and Leon, well, Squall or Leon, the fact that his name was changed from Squall to Leon, and I gotta say, I don't see what the big fuss is about. So his name was changed, it's seriously just a name change, I don't see what the big deal is. I mean, granted, I've never played Final Fantasy VIII, well, not at least at the time when I was playing Kingdom Hearts, so I was introduced to Squall as Leon, and when people were saying that his name was actually Squall, I didn't really see the point in complaining. And I still don't, even after sort of almost playing Final Fantasy VIII. I played through like the first disc, I guess, the first act of it, and I've not returned to it in a while. But anyway, I just think it's a big fuss to make over nothing. So his name got changed, but he's still the same character, more or less, and Kingdom Hearts adapts everyone in a certain way. You don't have to, think of him as the same Squall that you know from the games. But if you do, then more power to you, and if you don't, well, you're only hurting yourself with it. It's not... well, it's just me and my little bits and pieces of thoughts. I don't know why I went into the Dalmatian's house. I kind of wanted to go the other way. Well, we'll just pass through here, say hi to Pongo and Perdia. That's the names, right? It's been a while since I saw that. It has been ages since I saw 101 Dalmatians. Pretty good Disney film. Gotta say. And since we're not doing a speedrun, maybe I can collect all 99 puppies while I'm at it. Find them all, seek them all out, without taking up time. I'll edit out any amount of time spent searching fruitlessly for them. But don't worry, that family will be reunited if I have anything to say about it. That's what I like about side quests like that, and especially in games like Kingdom Hearts. You get stuff done and you feel accomplished. You feel like you've really done something, because with every chest you found, that's another child reunited with her parents, or his parents, or... it's... Few games can really match that level of accomplishment, that sense of accomplishment, without slapping like 5 trophies on a single mission or something, Okay, I thought of something kind of important to mention, and that's the comments. When you're commenting on my videos, please, this goes for everyone. Especially if you're asking me a question, please make sure that your comments are replyable. Because of YouTube's new stupid update, we have to, there are many stupid updates. We have to, well, when we comment, there is an option to turn off replies, so people can't reply to it, which is, you know, heaven for trolls. But it means that when you guys ask me a question, sometimes you have replies turned off, and I can't answer it, not without going to your channel and commenting directly or sending you a direct message. So if you have a question, if you're going to leave a comment and you want it to be open, able to be replied to, you really need to turn that on or off for me, okay? So just keep an eye out for that. Alright, better get slap shot equipped. There's a decent ability there.
Come on!
It's a shame I don't seem to be doing much except level grinding at the moment. I ought to get on with the story, shouldn't I? That's what playthroughs are for. Or are they? This is what I want to ask you guys. What do you want to see out of this playthrough? You just want me to talk a lot? Or do you really want me to get through the story? So, I mean, obviously I'm going to be doing that, but like, I guess what I'm really asking is, what's the pace you want from me? Do you want me to try and really rush through this, like, you know, speedrun style, with just side quests and side characters taken into account, you know, alternate conversations and whatnot? Or would you prefer it if I, you know, really took my time with it and went over everything and gave you plenty of time to listen to me yabber, because I do that. It sucks, yes. Now, for those who don't know, postcards. There are 10 of them in Traverse Town, hidden in various locations, and that was one of them. I think we collected 1 or 2 in the previous area. We'll go into the item shop to get another. So the item shop here is run by Huey, Dewey and Louie. And I might shock 1 or 2 people by saying I have never seen DuckTales. Can you believe it? However, I wouldn't mind seeing it if I was given the opportunity, I suppose. If anyone's seen DuckTales, is it any good? What do you think? Because like, I know the theme song is extremely catchy, and that's like all I know about it. Oh, and the fact that Scrooge McDuck is in it, and everybody loves Scrooge. What's up, Yiffy? Right, so the characters will obviously drop hints here and there that we should go to the 3rd district. That is the place to be right now. Oh, and see here, see various points in the Kingdom Hearts, in the first Kingdom Hearts game here. This is something I need to draw attention to. Characters will call Sora the Keyblade Master, like Aerith is doing there. This is, of course, a bit confusing, because later in the series it's established that a Keyblade Master is an official title given to someone who's earned it through the Mark of Mastery exam. And I think, like, the main point here I want to say is, here Master is not capitalized. It doesn't have a capital M. When a capital M is there, that means they are properly, you know, official masters. But when they're just little lowercase m, regular master, that just means, you know, master of the Keyblade, a Keyblade wielder. They don't mean the official title, even though they occasionally call him that. And that is kind of an error, but it's there. Alright, Sid, I'm gonna help you run the shop. What's up? Sora here. Anyone want to get some goods? What do you want to talk about? Oh, fine. Never mind. I'll just... You don't need a helper anyway. Wow, a crystal! Yeah, Sora's got a very strong attention span for these things, doesn't he? Alright, shall we save? No, we won't. I think I'll just run off and take on the world, living life on the edge. Super risky, edgy man. Also, I don't plan to die on this playthrough. I'm going to try and make this playthrough an undefeated playthrough. See if we can manage that. Stay ahead of the game, stay ahead of the competition. But Ursula's probably going to prove me wrong whenever we get to her. Here we are, 3rd district. Mind you, I cut out the fighting, but I leveled up back there. Got a strength boost. It was nice. Here we go.
Gosh, are these the Heartless guys?
Let's go get him!
Alright. You know, I like that after that cutscene, you know, where Donald and Goofy, Sora's from now on lifelong companions, they crash into him, and without even introducing each other, Donald just took all my kills. Kill stealer. Yeah, like without even an introduction, they're just instantly fighting Heartless together. Pretty good. Now, here we go. First boss fight. First, you know, boss fight with Donald and Goofy. Yeah. The guard armor. Now, for those of you who haven't played the final mix, you might notice, yeah, he looks different, ever so slightly. And that's true. The guard armor is very much a different colour. And you might notice that with the soldiers as well. With the final mixes, they changed the colour of a lot of Heartless, gave them a little palette swap, I think just to make them different, just so that it was more of a different game. I don't know. It really doesn't add anything, and honestly, for a Heartless like this, the guard armor, it just looks ridiculous, you know. I mean, look at it. So, you can be quite reckless fighting this guy, because even if you take a few hits, you destroy one of his body parts and, you know, HP orbs come flying out, so... We might not have a cure spell yet, but I quite like this. This is good, I'll take it. There we go. It also doesn't really help that his attacks are actually quite hard to dodge, at least without dodge roll. Man, dodge roll is like so overpowered as well in this game. But you need it, because this game is difficult, especially later levels. This boss fight, not too much trouble, but definitely a lot of good roadblocks down the line, so I'll have to prepare a lot for those. At least Donald can't steal my kills this time. Not that it matters. Your party defeats an enemy, everybody gets the experience. I like RPGs that do that. It's why I have a bit of a problem with Pokemon these days. You can only like level up one Pokemon at a time. Except for EXPedia, which is decent but not brilliant. So yeah, I like games like the Final Fantasy games and Kingdom Hearts where you get experience, everybody gets experience. Everybody's sharing. It's lovely. Speaking of which, the Heartless are now sharing their hearts with the Great Beyond. The Great Beyond which we meet in Kingdom Hearts 2, and the Great Beyond kinda sucks. Oh, we're brave warriors. I always knew it.
So, you were looking for me?
They too have been seeking the wielder of the Keyblade.
Hey, why don't you come with us? We can go to other worlds on our vessel.
I wonder if I could find Riku and Kairi.
Of course.
Are you sure?
Who knows? But we need them to come with us to help us find the kid.
Sora, go with them. Especially if you want to find your friends.
Yeah, I guess.
But you can't come along looking like that. Understand?
Oh?
No frowning, no sad face, okay?
Yeah, you gotta look funny, like us. Whoa.
This boat runs on happy faces.
Happy?
That's one funny face.
Okay, why not? I'll go with you guys.
Donald Duck.
Name's Goofy.
I'm Sora.
All for one, one for all.
It's quite cool how Donald and Goofy, they start off pretty simple, but then they develop into much stronger characters. Even though they're Donald and Goofy, they already have strong characters to begin with. Oh, it's nice looking back at these moments. Except for this one.
That little squirt took down that Heartless. Who'd have thought it?
Such is the power of the Keyblade. The child's strength is not his own.
Why don't we turn him into a Heartless? That'll settle things quick enough.
And the brat's friends are the king's lackeys. Slug on the eyes, they're all bilge rats by the look of them.
You're no prize yourself.
Shut up!
Enough! The Keyblade has chosen him. Will it be he who conquers the darkness? Or will the darkness swallow him? Either way, he could be quite useful.
So come to think of it, what was that little round table thing they were all looking at? You know, the little thing that was showing them where Donald and Goofy and Sora all were? You know, what is that? What was that? Was that like a little... Did they have like a camera or something? I don't know, I'm not going to draw too much attention to it. Anyway, let's see. Make sure you're prepared for the journey ahead of you. This is us officially out of tutorial mode, I think. We're now really settled into the game. Got the whole worlds at our fingertips. This is us kick-started right into the world. Ah, money! Just give us a raise. I like how Leon actually looks away when she mentions that Leon gave us an elixir. That Leon is a very nice chap. Elixirs are pretty rare, so it was nice of him. And I like this advice. That's good. Leon's a good guy. Okay, so we know about this, the gummy ship. That's our ship. A spaceship. Except not really, because it's not exactly space, it's more like just darkness, and yeah, it's quite different. And finally we have magic. Don't expect us to use it that much, because magic, again, as I said, is not as good in this game as it is in others, but give him... How can they give him the ability to do a cartwheel? Or, no, not a cartwheel, a somersault on the floor. A forward roll. Anyway, I'm making fun. I said I wouldn't do that. It's just, you know, alright, it's a video game, and have to try and make all the gameplay elements of it fit in with the story in weird ways. You never know. It's quite funny, the manga kind of draws attention to that. When Sora, Donald and Goofy lose all their abilities in Chain of Memories, Sora goes, so wait a minute, what about dodge roll? Can I not do that anymore? I'm just going to finish off all these little tutorial things and, yeah, Trinity. We'll get on with the game before too long. Not to worry. So that's another postcard, another one of those. You can't do this thing till you have more magic. You find your friends. Oh, and he tells us about the Dalmatians, which we already know about, and another civilian also tells us about. The game really tries to stop you from forgetting that their puppies are missing. Call me Leo. Alright, Sora's on the job, even though he was already on the job. Oh, by the way, you know Yuffie in this game? Originally, it was going to be Riku from Final Fantasy X. This is what I read, and that's even the same outfit that Riku was going to be wearing. But there was a little bit of concern about having two people called Riku in the same game, so they changed it to Yuffie. And Riku later shows up in Kingdom Hearts 2, as many of us know, but in that she's kind of got a really tiny role. Tiny, because, you know, she's a fairy, along with Yuna and Pain as well from Final Fantasy X too. And yeah, so, and her name isn't even mentioned except in the journal, so that's how they made it work. So yeah, that's why Riku, you know, wasn't in this game and it was Yuffie instead. They are worried about the fact that they've got two people called Riku technically. Or do you say it Riku? I don't know, I've not played Final Fantasy X as I've already said, so anyway, I'm going to go save the game and we'll call it a day for this part. Just a bit of trivia, you know. I know my trivia, it's boring, but it's there. Anyway, I'm Jack, and I'll be back.